Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Kaylin and today I'm going to share another list of 10 frugal ways to help you save money. I have really got into like a frugal mindset over the last month. I've just finished my no buy month for October and it's a really strange feeling that it's over and it went so quickly and actually was so easy to do. And I can't wait to start my no buy year. I'm just trying to decide when to get started with it. So I don't know whether to start now or wait for the new year and wait till the whole Christmas season is over, but we'll see. So my first tip for how to save money is walk or park midway whenever you're going somewhere. Whenever I'm doing the school run, I try really hard to avoid the middle of the rush hour traffic. Even if we don't walk to school every day, and we do that sometimes, but it's a couple of miles from our house, so sometimes if the weather isn't good or we just don't have time, we will drive. But I always park further away from the school so that we don't get stuck in the traffic. It's less stressful and it just means we have to walk for a few minutes longer to get there, but it's worth it to stay out of all of the stress. And I just see so many parents that are stressing trying to find a space in the worst area, and they don't really have a chance of finding one because it's just too busy, and you're wasting petrol circling looking for a space as well. And there's a lot of places here now that do like parking rides, so you can park your car out of town and then get the bus part of the journey and then the same on the way back. And it just saves so much petrol and it saves you the stress of finding a parking space. And quite often in the city centre you will have to pay for parking, whereas if you park further out or at a parking ride, there's much more like free parking available. So that is one tip we use a lot. Tip number 2 for something to do to help you save money is to cut down on your activities. Like for example, I try to do this with my kids, although I don't always succeed at it, but I find that a lot of kids are going to like an extracurricular activity every single day of the week, including the weekend. And apart from the fact that it's expensive and it causes the parents to have to constantly run around, like I think it's too much and it kind of overwhelms the kids. And you appreciate the things you do more as hobbies whenever you're not overwhelmed by them and you're not rushing around all the time. I am trying to cut down on the number of activities they do, but I think you can also apply this to yourself as an adult. Like if you are doing an activity for fun, just keep it to one activity at a time instead of like overwhelming yourself with so many different choices that you can't really fully appreciate any that you're actually doing. And just like streamline things. You can always try things out at different times, but I just think it's easier to have one thing to focus on at a time, and it saves so much money too, because most activities that you go out to you have to pay for and it's usually quite expensive. So if you can limit it to one at a time, it'll make a huge difference to your finances. Number 3 is to surround yourself with similarly minded people. I think that your friends and family and the people that you surround yourself with have a huge influence on you when it comes to your spending habits, because they're the people that you're with when you're doing the things that you spend your free time doing. And if they are very into like shopping or expensive activities and doing those together all the time, it can kind of lead you astray. It's not that you like have to cut out people in your life that don't have a frugal mindset, but I think it helps to have yourself surrounded by at least a few people that think the same way as you. You can keep each other inspired with your savings goals and you can look for lower cost activities to do together. So it just helps to have someone to talk to who is in a similar financial situation and who wants to make their situation better and who is willing to be imaginative and find other ways to do things instead of just spending money all the time. Number 4 is to check free cycling groups regularly, like daily or even at set times throughout the day. I have a bit of a cold, by the way, so sorry if I sound all croaky. So I have several free cycling groups on my Facebook, and I always found that I would check them intermittently, and the problem with that is that then other people have snapped the items up before you've even had a chance to see them. And I think if things are posted for free, they're going to go quickly, and there are people that are watching those pages like a hawk. So if you set like specific times throughout the day to just go on and quickly check, it will give you more of a chance of getting the items before someone else grabs them. And then you won't have that feeling of like, oh, I missed out on this item that we actually needed or wanted just because I forgot to look. So that's another tip that I need to actually implement more in my own life. Number 5 is to not think of yourself as poor. I think your mindset has a huge role to play in how your life kind of pans out. Like, I believe that your thoughts kind of create your reality, and you don't necessarily have to have that belief to try to be more positive about your living situation. But I just find if you focus on feeling poor and broke and like the things that you don't have all the time, it almost seems like those things grow, and having a negative mindset about it does not help you to feel any better about your situation or to work on ways to create like a better life within that. I think that like it's really important to savor the simple treats that you do have in life. Like, I just love to really enjoy my coffee and really enjoy making my home cozy and enjoy the free activities that I do with my kids. And I think the more you can like develop an appreciation for those things, and the less you chase after trying to find like superficial fulfillment, it just changes your whole life. Again, I'm going to mention Kate Singh and I'll link her channel below, because she has really helped me with that a lot over the years, because she's so good at creating a lot out of very little and living a lifestyle of almost like royalty but on a very tight budget. And I just think that watching people who have that mindset is so inspiring, and it just like has the power to change your whole reality. So yeah, I just think that if you treat yourself like you're rich, even if you're not, and you just really enjoy the simple things in your life, like you will not notice the money that it might be missing. Number 7 is to do home treatments. And this is something that I have done for years. I couldn't even tell you the last time that I got a manicure or like got like any sort of beauty treatment. Like, I always cut my own hair and I look after my own skin and I do my own nails. And TK Maxx and charity shops are your friend in this situation. I don't know if it's the same everywhere with TK Maxx. I know in America it's called TJ Maxx or something, but I'm always amazed when I go in at how many like expensive beauty products there are that are reduced, and they always have the like sale stickers on them. And I have got so many things that would have cost me like 10 times the price, just like in a bargain bucket basically. Also, there's a lot of unwanted gift sets that are donated to charity, so I think if you kind of have a rummage around, you will find so many really high quality like skincare products and nail products that have just been like gifted to someone, and then they have just passed them straight onto the charity shop and they're unopened. So that is a really good way to treat yourself without ruining your budget and without the inevitable feelings of guilt that come with spending money on expensive treatments. Number 8 is to stop trying to keep up with other people's ideas of success and society's standards of what success is. The more that you chase after that, the more problems arise, because you'll always be chasing that. There's never an end point to it. And like, I just think comparing your life to others and trying to keep up with other people, it's just never going to end well. It just becomes really competitive, and I think that those people end up not being like true friends to you because you're sort of in competition with each other. I just have never really cared about what other people think in that way. I've always kind of done my own thing. I don't feel the pressure to keep up with others, and I also just don't get any sort of fulfillment out of things like having the fanciest house and the fanciest car, but I know if you're in an area where that is the case and people are more materialistic, it can kind of seep into your own life. But if you just try and keep your own values strong and remind yourself what you really care about regularly, and journal about it too to help yourself stay on track, just if you release yourself from the pressure to keep up with that, it just takes a huge burden off you and you're able to enjoy your own simple way of living. Number 9 is to savor everything in your life more. Like, for example, I think that we're always rushing around, and that can lead to a lot of unnecessary spending because we're kind of programmed to constantly be on the move, and we're always kind of on this drive to consume things, and shopping is just built into our daily lives. But I think if you kind of can put more of your time into focusing on the simplest things in life, like really enjoying your tea or coffee, looking out the window and appreciating the natural world, reading at a leisurely pace instead of rushing ahead to tick it off a list that you've finished it, journaling and really thinking about your own thoughts and feelings, walking aimlessly and walking somewhere where there's no destination in mind, or your only destination is to look at nature and appreciate the things around you instead of heading for a shop or heading to complete your to-do list. Like, I think that if we just stop rushing so much, you stop spending as much money because you're not like running to shops to buy something that you think you need and then coming home with like a million times more. You're not mindlessly spending because your focus is directed into more fulfilling habits. Number 10 is a really important one to me, at least, and I think it's to sleep at a reasonable hour, because I find that I become much more emotional late at night, and although I am a natural night owl, I find that I need to kind of retire my phone and like not pay attention to anything that's happening online, because that is my vulnerable time for getting sucked into making unnecessary purchases. And I think it's the case for a lot of people. I just think you become more emotional at night when you're tired, and it feels like your purchases don't really have real consequences. Like, they almost just feel like it's like looking at a wish list and you think it's not, the purchase isn't real until it hits you the next morning that you've actually bought stuff. And I don't think you think things through as much at night either. I find that a lot of the kind of moments of regret that I have in my own life have occurred late at night. So sometimes it's just about removing the stimuli and like allowing your mind to rest, and just like doing activities that are helping you unwind. I hope these tips are helpful to someone, and thank you for watching, and hi to any subscribers. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll make another video soon, and have a great day. Bye.